Hey guys, you're watching The Crypto Future. My name is Teddy, and today I want to talk about the Scott Herman AMA with TARP. So TARP and Scott Herman did an AMA together about 12 hours ago, probably a day once this video comes out. And really, one of the things that they discussed is the Shinja report that TARP did. There were some really good things they've talked about, including, hey, there's more than one solution. Shinja has already told them their solution, and TARP didn't want to speak on that solution. They said they'll let the Shinja team tell the community what that solution is. They're also okay with that solution. So regardless of what this report says, the TARP team said they are okay with the solution the Shinja team is gonna do. So all this report FUD, all this Twitter stuff was a waste of time. Obviously, if they had reached out prior to them making those tweets, they would have realized this has already been addressed and they're progressing here. So yeah, let's do a deep dive and go look at this AMA. Alright guys, so what I'm looking at now is the TARP Shinja update. It says for me streamed 12 hours ago. So we're going to watch about 5 minutes. That's really where the main issue is talked about and what they elaborate and their clarifications that TARP gives.
Great risk, and they made a lot of money, and the guy who ended up selling, he even went in the Telegram group and he did a whole message that I had read saying, hey, I had some personal issues come up and that's why I sold, and he kind of went on. And I mean, you can't really fault the guy, right? Because as much as I love Telegram communities, if I was him, I could think of about 2.2 million reasons why I'd probably want to sell my bag, right?
So I'm not even sure why Scott Herman is speaking on this. I mean, that guy's going through his own issues. He did what he did, and they've alleviated that issue. So obviously Scott Herman, I think there's a little team up here that they're doing together. So that's why he's saying, hey, if I was in that situation, I'd sell too. No, if you're a pre-sale wallet, you don't want to sell. Because if you do sell, your wallet gets blacklisted. So do not listen to Scott here.
But like, you can't get mad at the guy for getting life-changing money that could help him or his family. But unfortunately, when it comes to crypto in the community, in the chat, that kind of a sell, it might look bad. It might look like a rug, especially if you don't understand what's happening on the back end, which is why.
So it may look like a rug if you don't understand what's happening on the back end. So quickly want to go to this Shinja chart on Dex Tools here. And clearly, as I'm zooming out, this is screaming rug, right? You clearly see a gigantic down bearish candle going all the way down, and it's screaming rug. Let's also look at TARP, right? Screaming rug, right? No, neither of these things scream rug. I mean, I don't understand why he's saying this stuff. But let's continue here.
It's going to be so important for that when TARP, when the app launches and you have your website out there and people are able to paste in the contract and see what's going on in the back end. When they see the chart, instead of just freaking out, they'll just go to the website or the app and put the contract in and get a better understanding as to what's happening.
Exactly. And are we saying that Shinja did wrong here? No.
Guys, right there from just Moonshot. Did Shinja do wrong here? No, absolutely not. So why are they spreading FUD?
They did their pre-sale in the way that they felt was fit. But it has created a situation of this amount of money being airdropped. And, it's just one of those things. We want to make investors.
It has created a situation where this much money was being airdropped. Airdropping 50 million is a big issue for TARP. Shinja is looking at, $1 billion, $2 billion, $5 billion market cap in the future, and they're worried about the pre-sale wallet and the 50 million wallets and the 50 million that they're going to airdrop to these wallets. It just feels so silly.
It's your money that's invested into each project, and we feel that you should be aware of the situation.
Most people in Shinja are aware of the situation. If you look at their AMA, if you go to an AMA, you will know this is not a situation.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions in the comment section? I'm just kind of going through here while you guys are chatting. Now, do you guys plan on doing any more extensive audits on like the entire Shinja contract, or are you just going to leave it pertaining to this one sale that happened and kind of chalk everything up to, you know, once the app is out, people will be able to paste contracts in and see it for themselves?
Yeah, so the way that it's going to work is if the Shinja team forgives us.
You heard it. If the Shinja team forgives us. Well, first you need to apologize to Shinja publicly and be like, hey, yes, you are right. There's multiple ways to solve this issue. Just the TARP recommended solution is not the only way.
But if they want to have a TARP audit done once the app is out, that would allow them to have a seal of approval on certain listing sites that we're partnering with. So they would have to have an audit at that point, but they would have to be the ones who request it.
Oh, okay. So now they have to request the TARP if they want an audit done. TARP's not going to proactively go do these reports. So I told you, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I already told you this. I don't think TARP is going to put out any other reports on this for any other token. I'm not trying to bash TARP. I'm not trying to bash Shinja or any of the wolf pack, like whatever tokens you guys follow. But this is evident, right? They literally will put out this one report. Never seen any other report like this. And now, if you want this type of report or audit process, right, you need to go request it.
Excellent. Yeah, here, Mike Powell, I think I understand what he's saying here. He says, so if Shinja are changing what they are doing with the pre-sale, what's the problem with the TARP report, as Shinja obviously now think it's a problem by changing it? I think they're saying, do you think that your audit report is the reason why they're changing it, or do you think they would change it automatically on their own? And again, that's a question you guys obviously don't know the answer to, right? But maybe Shinja would have changed this on their own to begin with, or maybe you guys helped speed along that process. Either way, it's good for the community, for the Shinja holder.
Yeah, it's great for the community, Scott. Thank you. Thank you. You're doing great analysis, buddy.
You know, I if I was a dev on that side and I saw 1,000 ETH sale, I would find a way to to maybe, you know, try and fix a hole that was there, because like we said, you know, a verbal agreement doesn't go very far when it comes to money. So
yeah, it used to.
I mean, it still does. Verbal agreements can still work. I mean, all the pre-sale wallets know what's going to happen if they preemptively sell their tokens, right? Their wallet gets blacklisted. And I saw a few comments on my last video what blacklisted means. So if the devs decide to blacklist your wallet because you sold from a pre-sale wallet, what that means is you won't be able to sell any more tokens or buy any more tokens with that wallet. So your wallet gets locked, and what Cliff does at that point is he burns your remaining Shinja tokens that are in that wallet.
Well, I think this is great, guys, and I like how easy it is to read and understand the audit, right? Like, to be honest with you, when you told me you were sending this to me and I was going to look at it, I was expecting something very technical, and then I read through this in like 15 minutes, and I was like, oh, that was really easy to understand. And
Scott, the reason it was easy to understand is there's only one page of actual details. The rest of the 7 pages is just gunk. Like, you can literally find that information out anywhere.
Right? Because, and I'm not saying that everyone in the chat wouldn't be able to understand a technical, PDF. Most people don't want to read a technical PDF, whether they understand it or not. And the way this is laid out, I mean, even with the imagery being so big, right? It just flows very nicely, and you're really able to kind of pinpoint what you're trying to present, and it's easily digestible. And that's one of the most important things, especially when it comes to complicated topics, is just making information easy to digest. So I guess kind of bouncing off of that point, because this is all we really had for the Shinja audit, because it was only...
So this is all they had for the Shinja audit. TARP did a great report. It flows well. The solution that they came up with is not the only solution. And literally, guys, they're like speaking out of nothing. Like, I don't even understand why this was such a big deal for them and why they did this without zero research into it before. And now, if Shinja forgives them, well, Tarp, if you were neutral from the beginning and Shinja is the one that approached you, then you wouldn't have this situation, you know?
On a separate blockchain, all the airdrops would go through that token.
So I rewinded a little because I want to have you guys hear what Justin says about their solution.
But being bridged, what it does is it pegs the price. So, it still affects the price in the same way. On DEX tools, if there was a sell-off, you would notice it. But what we were doing was recommending that they implement the rules that they had set forth for their pre-buyers. So in this case, using a cooldown.
So he's gonna get into what a cooldown is, but just for you guys, all the cooldown will do is set a time limit before they do a sell, and there's also limits with Ethereum itself that they can set limits of like no more than 1 ETH sale a day.
The cooldown would allow for what I was communicated, which was, I believe it was 1 ETH per day, depending on the chart's kind of health from each of the pre-buyers. And so you'd be able to set that to 1 day by using a timeout, a cooldown system. The cooldown code goes into exactly how the cooldown code is written. So if they weren't familiar with cooldown codes, it would actually show them exactly how to do that. And then there's a breakdown of exactly how the solution would work as well. They would be able to use the match transactions to limit to the 1 ETH per day if they need to. They would also have the call ability to change that too. So if the chart was looking more healthy and they want to open up more tokens, they could have done that. But that was the solution that we came up with, and they've decided to go with.
Okay, so that was the solution they came up with. I'm just gonna rewind just a little bit here. 1539.
More tokens, they could have done that. But that was the solution that we came up with, and they've decided to go a different route, which is fine.
They decided to go a different route, which is fine. There you go. Wait 1 second, I got somebody at my door. Sorry, I had somebody at my door.
I'm way okay with that, if they feel like it's a better solution. But
he's okay with that if they feel like it's a better solution. And literally just the statement before was, hey, they have a different solution. Guys, I am a coder. I do coding. I'm not a blockchain developer. I am learning Solidity. I'm a very novice into this field, learning how to read contracts, learning how to make contracts. But literally in the coding world, there is always more than one way to skin a chicken or skin a rabbit, right? Literally just like that. There's more than one way to find a solution in code. And Shinja has already found a solution, and Justin has said, yeah, I'm okay with their solution. So why did they blow this up? Why did they do all this?
This was the solution that we brought forward to them.
Do you know what solution they decided to go with? Or they just said something different?
I do. I'm not going to speak to it, just because I don't want to, give away exactly what they're doing. They can make that announcement themselves.
But are you?
So there you go. He doesn't want to speak to that solution. He's going to let the Shinja team talk about that solution. But the main takeaway here is Justin is okay with that solution. Matt appears to be okay with that solution. There's more than one solution to fix this. They did their recommendation. Shinja's already on it. And Scott Herman is going to validate this for us as well.
I guess, are you happy with the solution that they're going to provide? Do you think it's going to help?
If it's done properly, yeah, it ends in the same thing.
You heard it right there, and this is my own IT knowledge, guys. It ends in the same thing. The same exact thing's going to happen. There is not even an issue here. This is 20 minutes, I think 15 minutes that they discussed this, and literally, if you are a Shinja holder, you're feeling good. If you're a TARP holder, I really hope Shinja forgives you, because I think this whole mess that TARP did has put a bad taste in Shinja holders' mouths. I've seen a lot of comments from TARP holders saying, hey, I'm pulled out. This was so unprofessional. They should have been neutral. They should have been a neutral party. Work on your app, work on that AI that you're talking about, and stop feeding into this community drama. You know, you are a company, or not, I'm not sure if they're a company, but you are two devs of a token, and you should be neutral in this space, because once you start taking sides, I think it's just bad for the entire community as a whole. So guys, that's literally all I want to talk about today. I really appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not sure if Scott Herman's going to try and copy strike me. I've seen a few people say he does do that, but if he takes my video down, I will try and upload a new version without the video and just the audio. So hopefully this was eye-opening to you guys that are Shinja holders, Shinja Army, and for the TARP 69 gang. Good luck with the apology. I hope it comes for you, or the forgiveness, right? I hope it comes to you guys. And you know, I think TARP needs to man up and just do a public apology if they're expecting forgiveness here, because it's obvious that they leaned and were biased, right? So guys, if you have any comments, please comment down below. I respond to every comment and looking forward to what you say. Thanks for watching. Until next time.